battered everybody else, and PSG actually went dating them as close as anyone has in recent weeks.
And they have to take credit with that. But then it's about the differences in taking your chances. We've always said that, especially in this type of competition. You get an opportunity, you've got to be clinical. And we said before the game, PSG will get chances because of the way that Bayern play. They allow chances in a lot of the games you see them play, but you've got to take them.
We can see Flick that he's going to lift the trophy yet again. Has it surprised you, Owen, what he's achieved there?
Yeah, I think it surprised everyone.
Probably surprised himself.
Yeah, probably. But maybe it helped being an assistant, because he was so close to the boys and he could relate to them. Every player has spoken about his human side and how close he is to the players, but also it helps the fact that the players are performing so well on the pitch. And I think just that intensity that he's brought to the team, that togetherness, every player works, and if they don't play. And the clinical, and he's got a great spine. You think about Neuer, he's got Boateng and Alaba, he's got Muller, he's got Lewandowski, he's got leaders in there to help the dressing room with the young guys. It's a perfect time.
I think sometimes that is an area that is very undervalued, not spoken about enough, is the human touch and the personality of a manager, that he brings that connection to the squad.
Especially important these days, it seems.
Hugely important. These are guys, are famous guys. They're huge personalities themselves, big characters, egos everywhere. And for a manager to be able to control that, and I think the fact that he's been a number 2 somewhere and probably been that glue in the dressing room, because the number 2s are normally the glue, the manager's normally the stern one.
But number 2s don't normally, when they step up, achieve 2.
But what I'm saying, he's understood, and the players have known him in that capacity. Then to change and go into the Bayern as the first team manager, then it's about his intelligence to switch over, to change, but to also keep that human element that he seems to have done, because the pictures there tell you all. They seem like they love him.
Yeah. Rio, if you think, Boateng's out the side, Muller's out the side. All of a sudden, 2 of the most experienced guys in the dressing room comes in, talks to them, they start playing. Ultimately, what do? They're in the dressing room saying, this guy's a great guy, this guy's a great guy. Their voice travels so far.
The dressing room.
And to be fair, maybe he wasn't, planning on it, but that is a masterstroke in itself. And Alaba goes to the centre-back, Davies comes in at left-back, and all of a sudden, it just takes off. It helps when you got Neuer playing like the best goalkeeper in the world again, but I think it was just the right time, right place. Everything fell into place, and towards the end, it looked like they didn't even have a weakness.
That's intelligence.
It is,
He's got the experienced players who have got influence in that change room. They're on side. The younger players who were maybe at the time thinking, who is this guy? He was a number 2. I don't respect that. That's not the kind of manager I wanted. But the experienced ones like the Mullers, the Neuers, the Boatengs say, no, you guys, he's the man. Come with us. And all of a sudden, it's a knock-on effect, domino effect. And it's like sheep. They follow, and here we are today.
Yeah. Just saw Oliver Kahn drifting over your shoulder there, walking down. Apparently, he's quite critical in German commentary of the decision to leave out Perisic and put in Koeman, but it was certainly justified in the end with a winning goal, and he was probably their most dangerous player.
Well, I'm not sure you can criticise a guy that's 30 games unbeaten.
Not now, no.
121, and he was the man of the match. So he must just have his finger on the pulse, Hansi Flick. There's no other way to say it, is it? He's just so close to it, and he feels maybe he just saw that Kehrer match-up and thought, Coleman's winning that.
And it shows you the depth in their squad. You know what I mean? It shows you, there's Oliver Kahn there, but you got it wrong. But it shows you the depth in their squad. Everyone's sitting here going, wow, how can he not play Perisic? Scored, assisted in the last game. He's got to be involved. This guy comes in, Koeman, and produces the man of the match performance. But again, Sane's coming in next year. He's 2 substitutes. He took off Koeman and Gnabry, who you'd have thought, getting to this point, they're players you can't bring off. Brings them off. Comfortable, still goes on. It's a machine.
The modern game is just much more of a squad mentality these days, isn't there? You've got to have big squads and changes. Players don't seem to take umbrage if they get substituted so much.
No, I think it's expected, but I just think also if you're a team, you kind of you understand that, don't you, Rio? You understand that the guys coming on are good players, and maybe you needed something fresh, but. I think it's the deepest squad in Europe. The players that they have to be able to bring on. I mean, they all are.
And their recruitment,
fabulous.
They're acquiring even younger. There's like 17, 18-year-old kids coming in that squad now.
I think we just saw one of them.
Yeah, who are going to be like
15.
Exactly. Who are going to be players that are knocking on the door to get in that team. They're sweeping up some of the best prospects around Europe. So this is something that seems to be they're thinking to continue this for years to come. But listen, there's going to be other people that are going to be trying to contest them, and I'm sure there's Liverpool, Man City from England, Real Madrid, Barcelona, etc. will be coming back to knock on the door next year.
OK, let's take a breather. We've got lots of analysis, and we'll look back at the game very shortly. There's Neuer lifting the trophy.
Congratulations, Serge. Bayern's 6th European crown. It's been a glorious season and a great night for you.
Of course, I mean, winning that trophy today is just the best thing that could have happened to us. I think all season we worked incredibly hard, the spirit that we always talked about. In the end, it came through, and we're happy to be the best team in Europe.
It wasn't the slick, open game that everyone thought it was going to be. We saw a night tonight where you had to fight.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it's the final. Paris came out wanting to win. We came out wanting to win. It's always going to be a difficult game, and no one's going to give up easy. And in the end, we came through, and that's all that matters tonight.
They had probably the best chances in the first half, but didn't take them. But you stepped it up after the break. You seem to have more energy and more strength.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it was 0-0, it was always going to be open for us. Of course, they always had some chances. I mean, they have incredible talent up front with Neymar, Mbappé, Di Maria. It's not easy to always stop them. Yeah, lucky they didn't score, and happy we did score.
It was a big call to have Kingsley Coman in, but he terrorised them at some parts of that game tonight.
Yeah, King helped us extremely. Came in, you know, his 1-against-1. We knew it was going to be difficult for the opponent, and for him to score that goal after being out for a couple of games, being injured, it's incredible.
Joshua Kimmich was saying yesterday that the younger players have a real hunger to match the feats of the legends at Bayern Munich. Is that the feeling you get in the camp?
For sure. It's always been said that the spirit in this team is crazy. We always fight for each other. We have a strong bond, and I think that showed throughout the whole tournament. And yeah, to having that, hopefully we can build on it and have a very successful time in the future.
And you're not just champions, you're perfect champions. A winning run all the way through. Never been done before, so people can match it, but they'll never beat it. That's not bad, is it?
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant performance from his team. You bumped into him a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I was on a beach in Dubai, just chilling, just watching the day go by, and then he popped up with Hector Bellerin, and we just had a chat on the sun lounger, just sitting there chatting, and he was really down, and he'd lost confidence, and he was starting to just rebuild his career and just try and build himself back up. He'd just gone to Germany, and he was saying it's hard work. I'm gonna get myself back on. I'm gonna get my head down and stuff. And then here we are today, and it just shows you that if you keep chipping away as a young player, you get a chance. You're going to get knockbacks, but it's how you react to that. And he reacted in the best way possible, applied himself right. He's got his rewards. Yeah. Great young man.
Just shows you a great story, but he wasn't the guy who scored the winning goal today. That was Kingsley Coman. Let's have a look at the deciding goal. Lovely bit of football from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I mean, this ball from Thiago just split the lines, you know, opens it up. But again, we spoke about Thomas Muller. Watch this little touch there. And then Kimmich, we know, in terms of assists, fabulous. Oh. But look at the numbers they get in there. You can't defend against this. I don't care if you've got, you know, the best defender in the world. There's just too many numbers in there. And it's just, this is the football we've seen from Bayern really all season. Kimmich knows back stick, got him outnumbered, good header.
Gorgeous ball.
Fabulous. Kimmich, again, such an underrated player.
And it's the only real piece of quality that was like a passage of play from Bayern on the day. We've seen it all season many times in the game. This is probably the only standout one they've done, and it resulted in a goal.
Who's underrating Kimmich? Tell me him. I will put him right, whoever it is.
He's a fabulous player.
Even he's
unsung hero.
Every game he gives you an 8 out of 10, doesn't he? Whether he plays at right back, he's been playing central midfield this season, but because Pavard's been injured, he's played there and he gets the assist in the Champions League final.
You've had a little look at the goal.
I think even it's one goal, we've got to break it down a little bit. But what I love about this is this pass from Thiago on the ball. He's there, but he takes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with this one pass. Loads of shape on it. He's someone, I don't think he passes the ball without disguise at all, ever. But it's a beautiful pass, great weight. The touch is tremendous here. And again, the touch is great, back from Muller. But then, look at the amount of bodies. As Owen mentioned before, we've got all these bodies in this box here. And what that does, and to these two guys, let me just show you as well. There's Thiago Silva and Kimpembe, the two centre-backs. When do you ever see a pair of centre-backs in these positions?
Weird.
Like that? one behind the other.
Who's wrong there?
That is confusion from the forwards. They're forced into that position because almost they're just concentrating on trying to look at the ball, but also, wow, there's 3 or 4 players running around in this box, don't know where to go. And Thiago Silva, very experienced. Kimpembe played very well this season, but that confusion leads to players having space on the pitch. And there you see at the back post, 2 players having to mark the right back, and you can't deal with it.
That is such good game intelligence from all the Bayern players. Kimmich knows backstick, we got an overload, and he just dinks it, doesn't he, with a bit of finesse on there. And
15 assists this season he had. I mean, he played midfield a lot of the time, but the kid knows how to put the ball on the sixpence for someone to finish.
It really does. There were 2 second-half penalty shouts, one per side. Let's have a look at those and see what you think. This one we thought probably was, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure why the refs didn't want any part of it. They didn't want any part of the screens or anything. Just look at the screen. We got it there. Look. I mean, and to be fair,
sure they did. I mean, they do monitor everything
Gary,
in the box
ref
like
is
that.
so close to that. He's right on top of it. You know, and maybe because the ball moves, he gets tricked. But look there, you just see Kimmich catch Mbappe's heel.
I think if they give that, you can't argue. He does kick him, so...
Yeah.
And then his foot hits the ball, which kicks the ball away.
Is it a clear and obvious error, though? Possibly not. But if it had been given, he certainly wouldn't have turned it over.
It should have been a pen.
What about this one?
I think that's a penalty.
As well?
Yeah. When it was going, I thought it was definitely a penalty. He doesn't get the ball.
Tangled up.
Tangled up with Lewandowski. I think it's a penalty.
Let's get a referee's point of view. Peter Walton's been here all night. Hello, Peter. Your view, the Mbappe one first.
Well, the Mbappe one is, an on-field decision, really. It's not a decision the VAR would want to make because the referee's position was first class and trying to sell that decision. You know, we can forensically analyse it and break it down if you wish, and you can just see that touch there. Is that touch on Mbappe's heel enough to send him sprawling? Only he would know that. And the on-field decision there is maintained because the VAR is saying that's not a clear and obvious error.
Did you think it was a penalty, though, Peter?
In real time, no. In slow motion, I do. So there you go, sitting on the fence.
That is certainly sitting on the fence. And the Lewandowski one?
Well, the Lewandowski one, actually, is more of a penalty kick than the previous one.
Yeah.
The PSG player has gone to create space and putting his foot over the ball, but unfortunately, he doesn't actually get the ball and catches Lewandowski on the knee, brings him down. I thought that was a penalty kick and thought that should have gone to the VAR.
Yeah, you thought that was a penalty kick both in real time and in slow motion, yeah?
Indeed, I did, yeah, this time.
All right, well, that's thank you very much for your input on that. And truth is, it doesn't really matter now, does it? Those decisions are given. PSG did have their opportunities in the game. Not that many, but you've got to take them.
Yeah, no, listen, at this level, this is what it's about. And we said before the game, they're going to get into this game and they're going to create some chances. Neymar, throughout all this period, we've come back since the pandemic started, he's had numerous chances to score. It just hasn't been. He hasn't had the luck. He hasn't had maybe the quality in his finishing at this time. That was a good chance as well with Di Maria on his right foot.
This is the best chance.
What a ball that was from Herrera, by the way. Doesn't get enough credit. But watch this one. Wow, who would have had Herrera down to make 2 perfect balls in? You got to score. You know, we said about Leon, you got to score. PSG, got to score. These are huge chances against a team like Bayern Munich. And to be fair, they didn't take them to hang out Di Maria, as always, create stuff.
What a pass.
He caused Alphonso Davies loads of trouble, by the way, and we thought he would just because he's such a smart player. But that Marquinhos one, you add all these up. There's enough in there where this game could have gotten into extra time, but great ball from Mbappe, that one.
Oh. Do you know what as well? Them last two clips as well, Verratti put them on their way with the transition. And a lot of people you'd think would have expected Verratti to start this game, given the stature he's got in the game at the moment. He didn't, because they wanted to play maybe a more defensive, conservative bit of football and allow the front three just to go and win it. But he showed you an element of if he had played, he would have given him something different.
Let's have a look at Neymar's night. I mean, we've done a lot of Bayern Munich, but obviously he's on the losing side. But he is a huge star, and it was seen to be his moment. He walked in with, obviously, the big music machine. Really.
I love all that, man, because that's just something that I wish I would have been like that. I could have been like that. But you've got to win when you're like that, really, because you open yourself up for a bit of criticism, which he's used to. He understands that as part of the game. But listen, I think in the game leading up to this, in knockout stages, I think he's been fantastic. He's been brilliant. Today, he just wasn't his day. He didn't produce. And listen,
But
He
really,
was
look, he's
working his
he's
socks off,
pressing,
there's
isn't he?
no
I mean, the
question.
problem is he's pressing on his own because he doesn't
by
know where to
himself.
go.
There's pointless doing it if you're doing it by yourself. But at the end of the day, man, listen, he's going to be judged on winning things. Yeah. He's won this title before at Barcelona. And I go back to the point, I keep hammering it home. Winning this was a big thing for him because I think justification
this is the sort of thing
for coming
that people don't like about him. Squealing and...
Yeah, I mean, Rio's right. If you don't win, you open yourself up to it. Yeah. But, you know, I just think for him, he wasn't playing his natural position. You know, he was drifting. Then he started to drift more and more. As you know, you just want him to make that run there. You know, Bernat's waiting for him. Give me something. You know, and it needed a moment of magic from a PSG player, and they never had it. I mean, you don't see heavy touches like that from Neymar normally. In Lisbon, up to this point, he was probably the best player, most impactful player.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And I think once the goal went in, it knocked the stuffing out of this PSG side. I thought that they seemed that the character kind of went from, and this is when you're asking about character in a squad, and it seemed to me at that point it was a bit of belief just kind of snuck out the building.
Today, it looked like they were missing a number 9. Whether it was Cavani or Icardi or just someone. I know he was playing up top and dropping deep, and the other two would play a bit wider, but today just felt like he had to play that position as a number 9.
But this is the way that they play. They play PSG now. They found a formula of playing that suited them up to this point, which was, we will be resolute, we will defend very well, and we'll allow the front three just to go and play, and hopefully they'll win us the game.
But it didn't happen for the front three.
And a better team won the game today. That's the big difference.
Yeah. OK. We can hear from another one of the Bayern Munich winners. Alphonso Davies is with Des Kelly.
I bet he's smart.
Easy question, this one. How does this feel?
Yeah, it feels really good. It feels really good. It feels like, you know, it's everything you dream of as a kid. You know, growing up in Edmonton, cold Edmonton, you know, coming to Europe and winning Champions League with a great club like Bayern is just everything you can ask for.
Come on! This is your 8th Champions League appearance, isn't it? It's not meant to be that easy, not to win it that quickly. Yeah,
I mean, that just goes to show, you know, the team that I have around, you know, around me, helping me every time we play. It just goes to show you the team.
Look out!
I got my phone, fam. Hold on. Sorry.
That's really not your fault.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, the team plays really well in Champions League. Being able to get the opportunity to play is just amazing for me.
And keep your composure under pressure and under attack, exactly. All of those things. But you've had an incredible story, haven't you? Yeah. Your family lived, born in a Ghanaian camp and at a refugee camp, and then you end up in Canada, and now you're here. And it is quite mind-boggling that you've just played 8 Champions League games and you are now walking around with a winner's medal.
Yeah, it was, my story is, I want to inspire people with my story. It just goes to show you anybody, if you say your mind to it, you can do anything you say your mind to. So I'm happy that I'm here, with the Champions League, medal around my neck and the trophy beside my side.
Joshua Kimmich was talking yesterday about the young players like yourself and him having a real hunger and desire to match the legends at Bayern Munich, like Thomas Müller, who have won them before. So is this the new guard now, taking over from the old guard?
Yeah. Coming to this club, we know, legends won this title before. And as a young kid coming in, you want to, keep that tradition going. And yeah, every young player in this team is hungry to, to play, hungry to win, titles. Because they see, their idols do it, so everyone's very happy to do it as well.
And you're 19 years old, you know that, huh?
Yes.
It isn't always like this. Maybe it will be for you. I don't know.
I hope so.
Lovely to talk to you. Congratulations.
Thank you.